Was Aang actually a bad partner to Katara? With the release of the Magic the Gathering Avatar set, I decided to go back and read a bunch of the Avatar comics. When I was looking up which ones are good, I kept seeing a sentiment echoed over and over again in various forums, and that's that the comics expanding on the lore actually ended up making Aang a bad partner to Katara. Given how the couple ends up in the series, that's kind of a bold claim. And although I did see a bunch of fringe points, there were three basic examples I saw people saying over and over and over again. One comes from Avatar: The Lost Adventures, the other two come from Avatar: The Promise. The Promise is basically a story where Zuko asks Aang that if he ever gets out of control like his father did, he wants Aang to kill him. Later in that story, Katara and Aang get in a tussle with some firebending soldiers, Katara tries to defend Aang, and Zuko ends up subduing her. This causes Aang to decide to fulfill his promise and try to kill Zuko. And basically Katara talks him down, saying you have to calm down. Now this one is the biggest stretch because I saw a lot of people on the internet comparing this to like a violent boyfriend who the girlfriend has to beg him not to punch holes in the wall. So basically they're saying that because Aang is a loose cannon, he's a danger to Katara. Yeah, Aang is an emotionally stunted loose cannon, but I don't see how that makes him bad to Katara. Moving on. The next one actually comes from the same story. While in Ba Sing Se, Aang meets a fan club dedicated to himself, and there's like a little gathering in his honor. Some people are saying that he was super flirtatious with these girls. Katara was clearly bothered by the entire situation, and that when she tries to express discomfort, Aang makes her feel bad about it, and she ends up apologizing in the end. My issue here is that I don't think Aang was trying to make her feel bad. He was actually just trying to explain his actions, and he's just saying that hanging out with all of those fans made him feel like he was back home again. Also, it should be noted that Aang's kind of an idiot. He almost definitely did not notice that all these girls wanted him. And everyone very conveniently leaves out the panel where he refers to Katara as his girlfriend to all the girls. So like, yeah, I don't know. I don't see this one. You can see how you can make an argument that Katara was valid in her emotions, but like Aang explained himself after the fact. And at the end of the day, nothing he did in this scene was malicious. So yeah, I don't think he was being a bad partner here either. The last one comes from Avatar: The Lost Adventures, and yeah, this one, there might be something there. This takes place during the events of the Avatar: The Last Airbender show. Katara's trying to get Aang to practice his firebending, and Aang kind of just goes in for a kiss, and Katara doesn't super reciprocate. She kind of just keeps trying to get him back on track for training, and he throws a little temper tantrum and explodes a mini volcano in front of her, almost burning her to death. I mean, he does apologize, like refuses to keep training, and when she asks like, are you afraid you're gonna burn me? He says, actually, I'm more worried about being the one who gets burned. I will say it should be noted, this is before the end of the series, so he still had a lot of growing up to do, but yeah, his temper almost murdered her. And this actually does contextualize a lot of the way Katara was acting during the Ember Island Players part of the show. But still, I don't know, I can kind of chalk this up to him being an emotionally confused child, but it definitely was a bad thing that he did. And even though he did initially apologize, his reaction after the fact, kind of toxic, bro. So yeah, I don't know, I can see where people are coming from, but I don't know that I necessarily buy that the comics make Aang a bad partner to Katara. I do think the comics absolutely ruin Katara as a character though, but that's a whole nother conversation.